Hi everybody, I Eat Rocks here, and thank you so much for coming back to check out another video from me. In the background here you'll see me playing some squad deathmatch on Paracel Storm. Hopefully the video quality looks a lot better than my last video. I'm totally learning how to do all of this on the fly. I have no previous experience with it, so that last video looked terrible. And if you did watch it and you decided to come back and watch this one, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Hopefully I'm going to continue to learn a few tricks that will help my videos to be more enjoyable for you to watch. You can see here I'm running around with the SAR-21, and I wanted to spend a little bit of time talking about that gun because I think that it's a little bit underrated. It's an assault rifle, obviously, and it has an incredibly slow rate of fire, but don't let that fool you into thinking that it's a bad gun. This thing can shoot lasers all the way across the map. At least medium range. You can shoot at long range if you have a higher magnifying scope, or like I'm using the 2x magnifier here. You can see I've got the angled foregrip and the heavy barrel, and that's to maximize the accuracy of this weapon and to make any recoil more manageable. I'm sorry. And for the sight here, I'm running around with the HD33, which is actually my favorite sight in the game. I'm not a big fan of the Coyote or the red dot sight, just because that tiny red dot, I lose it constantly when I'm playing. So I prefer the hollow sight. I like the American hollow sight, but I do prefer the HD33 just because it has a lower profile on the sides and it's easier to see around. So yeah, that's my preference. And I wanted to talk a little bit about why I was playing Squad Deathmatch, because in the entire 500 something hours I played Battlefield 3, I only played 3 or 4 rounds of Squad Deathmatch. I didn't even bother to unlock the L85, so that shows how little time I spent playing that mode. And I actually didn't plan on playing Squad Deathmatch during this round. I went to the quick game menu, selected Conquest, and it loaded me into Squad Deathmatch. So that's fun, and that's been happening from time to time on the Xbox, specifically with Conquest. You select that. I've had several times where it's loaded me into Diffuse, which is actually kind of a fun game mode, but when you're trying to play Conquest, that's what you want to play, is Conquest. So that's a frustrating bug, and the continued lack of server browser on console is really frustrating as well. Now there is one upside to not having, well, it's not an upside to not having a server browser, but there is a way to use a server browser if you're playing on console, and that is to access it through a tablet or a phone, which is what I do sometimes. So if you want to play a specific map with maybe a specific player count, use another device to access that, and it works pretty well. I've had a lot more success with it. So the big topic for this video that I wanted to talk about was the patches that have come out for the Xbox One in the past couple weeks. 2 weeks ago we got a stability patch, and since that patch I have yet to crash or drop a game. So it actually looks like DICE patched something and it fixed what it said. Now it's kind of a sorry state of affairs, but I don't know if I trust DICE enough to say, oh, definitely this patch worked. I could be the lucky minority here that the patch worked for, and honestly I'm kind of crossing my fingers and hoping that I don't have a night where I crash a lot. But if that happened, I wouldn't be surprised, and that really speaks a lot about the release of this game. And then this week we also got a patch that was made to stop the kill trading, and I haven't played too much since that patch came out. I played for about 3 hours last night, and I don't think that I traded with anyone during that time. So it looks like that patch may have actually helped things too. So good on DICE. At least for me, it looks like those 2 patches did what they're supposed to do. If you're watching and that's not the case for you, sorry about that. Hopefully they can take care of it. And that brings me to the final topic that I wanted to talk about for this video, and that is just the way that this game was released and the incredibly frustrating and disappointing practices that go into the decision making to release the game in the state that it was released in. Now, I don't work for DICE, I don't work for EA, and I can't pretend to know why they decided to release the game when they did. Personally, I think that they probably did it to beat Call of Duty to market, but I think that if their goal was to convert Call of Duty players over to Battlefield, I think that they probably got a few, but they certainly didn't get as many as they could have if they released the game in the state that it plays today for me. I consider myself a pretty big Battlefield fan, and there were times until 2 weeks ago that I was so frustrated with this game that I would just have to quit playing. And this is someone who wants to like the game. Now, if I didn't come into playing Battlefield 4 with the idea that I want to play this game, I like this franchise, and I had an attitude of, well, I hope that Battlefield 4 shows me something that I want to come back and play more and more, honestly, I don't think I would like this game at all. And over a month after release, that's way too long for a game to fight you and kick you from games and have silly glitches that are obnoxious to deal with. So, was EA and DICE, was their idea to beat COD to market the best idea? In my opinion, no. I don't think that anyone who was a Call of Duty fan who picked up this game before Call of Duty's release was impressed by it. I was incredibly disappointed, and I would actually be interested to, obviously there's not really a number to show, oh, this many people tried it and didn't want to play it anymore, but yeah, so that's my 2 cents on the entire release debacle. I kind of understand why they wanted to beat Call of Duty to market in a way, but the way that Ghosts has been received this fall, I don't think that they had to beat them to market to get Call of Duty players to try out this game. Ghosts has had a mixed reception at best. A lot of people are complaining that it's a boring game, so I think they could have just taken their time and released a game that works, and they would have gotten more people. Now, releasing it before Titanfall in the spring, I think makes a lot more sense. I've never played that game, but from everything I've heard, all the coverage I've seen of it, I think that it's going to impact the FPS genre in the same way that Modern Warfare did when it first came out. So we'll have to see what happens, and obviously I'm not a mind reader, but I think that Titanfall is going to be a big game. So to end this video, I just wanted to give a really brief update on my plans for the upcoming weeks, and obviously next week is Christmas, and I only get 1 day off, and that's Christmas Day, so I'm going to be incredibly busy dealing with family stuff and work and all those things, so I doubt that I'll have time to come out with another video. On top of that, the microphone that I'm using isn't even mine. I'm borrowing it from a friend, and I probably will need to return it before the holidays. So I'm planning on looking into getting a new mic, figuring out how I'm going to be recording audio and all that. And yeah, I would expect to be back after Christmas. I hope that everyone who's watching this has a happy holiday, whatever you celebrate. And yeah, thanks again for stopping by. And I hope to see you on the next one. Thanks.